everyone today? Better late than never. Super excited to be here today. Whew. Let's turn the web camera on today. And then we'll hit the ground running. Hey. Nowhere. Let's check that out and see if it's working. Hey. Hey, everybody. How are you? Look at that big bald head. Oof. Looking at myself with my big bald head here today. That's all right. We'll lower the camera. Good afternoon. Hey, Melissa. What's going on? Let's move things around so I can see the questions and I'm looking at them when I look at the camera. Hey, Derek, you're supportive as always. I can always count on you. Hola, Mauricio, ¿cómo está usted? Hola, Carlos, señor Montoya. Estoy feliz hoy para tener tú allí. Who else? Hola, Mauricio. Hola, Luis Miguel. Mi hermano del otro, mamacita. All right. I'm really glad to have you to here. Hey, Bill. Derek, I just like teasing you. You get my New York sarcasm. It's all good fun, man. And I'm glad you're here. Seneca from the land down under, where beer doth flow and men shunder. Can you hear the thunder? You better run. You better take cover. This is water, I promise. And I am very happy to have you here today. Hello, Anil. Other names that I recognize, it's a family reunion here today. A Vegemite sandwich. She just smiled and gave me a Vegemite sandwich. Do you know I come from a land down under? Jorge, good to see you. Buenos dias. Buenos tardes. Mr. Hawkins, good to see you. Ron, welcome. Parmesan, other side of the world as well. Mr. Hardman, we are in the presence of greatness today. We bow to your trading prowess and life experiences. Teep, good to see you. Ivan, welcome. Mr. Webb, Carrie is Gan.
Welcome to the webinar. You have entered as an attendee in listen-only mode.
About now. Good to go? 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Okay, good. I want you to see the names of the people. Can you see in the webcam the questions that people are asking? Okay. If you have questions for each other or want to connect, again, Javier, hay personas aquí del Colombia que tienen invitaciones para ver la programa y tal vez quieren oír que tus experiencias son. And I don't know if that's correct, but I'm going to let it fly. So why are we here today? Why are we here today? We are here today for a number of very important reasons. And I want to teach you some things today about what I have learned in the markets and what I have learned from my customers. We are here today because 1% of the population owns 50% of the wealth in the world. Markets are not fair. They are manipulated. Traders are losing 90 to 95% of the time. And I believe the only way to beat the enemy is to use their weapons against them. That's why we're here today. I believe, and it has happened entirely in my lifetime, from the administrations of Ronald Reagan forward, the number of dollars in people's hands, the number of properties that people own, the wealth that the world once enjoyed has been shrinking and evaporating and disappearing. And the markets represent the playground of the rich and powerful. The markets, I believe, are not fair. I believe that people come into trading believing that it will be like every other job they've ever had. If I work hard, if I learn, if I come to the webinars, if I go to the trade rooms, if I buy everybody's software, if I read all of the magazines and the newspapers and the books, I will be successful. And day after day, month after month, year after year, going on 15 years for me, almost everyone I have met is losing. A very short list of people who were winning. And I am an engineer. I went to school at the School of Engineering at Stony Brook University in Long Island, New York. I became a machinery designer and the vice president of business development for a high-speed automated machinery company for almost 20 years. I was one of the best at what I did, and I saw the world as a series of rules and connections, and if I wanted to design a piece for a machinery, there were laws that were followed. Laws of material strength, laws of strength analysis and vibration, and tolerances that were created to make sure pieces fit. And when I tried to apply logic to the markets, nothing I had learned in my normal life worked. Everyone was dishonest. All of the vendors were thieves, ladrones. No one, it seemed, understood how this machine worked. I have spent a decade of my life taking the machinery of the market apart, piece by piece, looking at it, examining it, measuring it. And I have determined, and this is my experience, and you can hate me for this, and there are people who hate what I'm about to teach you. They write horrible things online. They insult me, my family, my faith, my race. It is a never-ending stream of hatred. But in the end, I have come to the conclusion and validated my findings after 10 years. Everything in the markets comes down to analyzing time. Time is the most important tool to have in this fight. Now, I am most interested in your success. I enjoy the puzzle and the machinery of the markets. I enjoy, and I believe it is my life's calling to teach people what I've found and what I've mastered. I have specialized in one thing. I have not specialized in many things. I have not specialized in marketing. I have not specialized in sales or website development. These are not things I'm good at. There is one thing that I am really, really good at, and it is understanding time and how banks cheat. And so I've asked this question many times before, and I'm going to ask everyone here today, and I want you to answer so that you can see how many times, and this is before you had my software if you own it, before purchase, how many times did you buy in the markets and the prices fell immediately? Or how many times did you sell and the market goes straight up? Anybody have that experience where every time you place a trade, the market goes the opposite direction? 2/3 of the time, countless times, too many times. Carrie says, not me, not once. Mary, yes, yes. Bob, yes. Okay. Now, let me ask the second question. Sí. Here's the second question. La segunda pregunta. That's some Spanish today. The second question. Did you ever have a trading day where you believed you could do better flipping a coin at each trade? Did you ever have a sense? Did you ever believe? Did you feel in your instincts that if I flipped a coin, I would be right more often than I'm wrong in this endeavor? Now, I want you to think about that answer. Our common experience, there are nearly 100 people here today. Out of 100 people, Everyone said it goes opposite of my gut or my signals. Everyone said it's not random, meaning this phenomenon is worse than 50-50. Think about that. Everyone here today is saying by answering yes to those questions, this is impossible. Someone is making me feel safe about a buy before they sell. The word for that is manipulation. And by the way, it's not necessarily illegal. In fact, it's an example of the golden rule. Those who have the gold rule. Now, how do we prove, Javier? How do we prove, Melissa? Carrie, how can we prove the market is manipulated? Where someone will believe us. How can we prove the market is manipulated so that someone will believe us? This is the reason we're here. This is why I have spent 10 years of my life developing what I'm about to show you here today. Every week. Okay, guys, and we're going to get into a very important example here in 1 second. Every week for 10 years, I do the same thing. On Tuesday, I send out predictions, which are really behavior patterns. And those behavior patterns are for Wednesday and for Thursday. And then on Thursday, we get back together to see, did it work? Did it work more than 50% of the time? Did it work 50%, 60%, 70%? What percentage of the time did it work? This is the experiment that you are a part of here today. Earlier in the week, I sent out a link, and I'll tell you how that link was generated in just one moment. I have built a program. It is completely mine. We've built it from scratch. And the program was designed to look for something. For those of you from Colombia today, everyone, we have guests today from South America, Central America, who are watching. La programa busca tiempos del movimiento en los mercados que ocurren muy, ¿cómo se dice? No de vez en cuando, pero semana por semana por semana, por día por día por día. These are times that the computer has discovered the banks are moving and pushing and pushing and moving consistently. So think for a minute. What my computer does is it looks at the history. What your computer can do with my software is it looks in the past, en el pasado, for the patterns. And it's specifically looking and seeing at what time did the move occur. Let's say it says 11:06. Once it finds a time, it looks for other times where 11:06 may be important. And so on my screen right now was the chart that I sent everyone for the NASDAQ for today, on Tuesday. So think about what I've done. And then we'll look at the results together. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, miércoles, Thursday, Friday. So again, every Tuesday, I send out the forecast for Wednesday and for Thursday. Now, can I change those numbers once I send them out? Seneca, can I change my forecast once the email leaves? Do you guys think there are people who are waiting to see if I'll change it? Yeah. So on Tuesday, I sent you this chart down here. Now, every one of these times represents a piece of data. So every one of these times, Luis, that are below, debajo la línea cero, below the zero line, are times where the banks have been buying. Tiempos de comprar en el pasado. They're times of purchasing in the past that have occurred over and over again. Tiempo por tiempo, cada semana. And so in the future, we were watching to see if they would execute these pushes one more time. And also, por eso, the times above, sobre la línea, are times of what? Seneca, what times do they represent? What were the banks doing in the past, Javier, at the above times? Vendiendo, vender, selling, pushing down. Okay? So what we're watching for to see is what would happen at these times in the future. So remember, the website, the link that I gave everyone was on Tuesday. And then all the times were ready and we were waiting for Wednesday. And all the times were ready and we were waiting for Thursday. Does everyone understand? I gave the signals in advance, in the future. This is the only way to show you the truth. Okay? Now, everywhere on this chart that you see a red line was a time we were waiting for selling pressure. Everywhere you see a green line is a time we've been waiting for buying pressure. Okay, now, when we come and look at the times that we were waiting for a move, Seneca, how many times today did the moves actually occur that we were waiting for? How many times today, Javier, did the moves we were waiting for actually come? Was it better than 50-50? Think about it. And before we review, I want to have you ask one more thing. Okay? If I have all the times from Wednesday to Thursday, think about this for me. Melissa, what are the hardest times to predict? Which one of the times are the hardest ones to predict? Bob, the ones closest to the email that I send out, or the times that are the farthest away from the email? Robert, I use an 8. Are the times that are farther away from the email easier or harder to predict? What do you think? Farther away. Okay. So now look. On Tuesday, let's look at lunchtime forward on the NASDAQ. On Tuesday, the software said, watch for the banks to push the market higher at 12:03. On Tuesday, the computer said, watch for the markets to be pushed down at 12:15. On Tuesday, the software said, watch for the market to be pushed up at 12:28, pushed down at 12:46, and 12:54 is the first failure. On Tuesday, the software said to watch for the times to be pushed down at 101. Watch for the NASDAQ to be pushed up at 105. Watch for the markets to be pushed down at 112. The computer told us on Tuesday with the software, watch to see if the banks push up at 127, push down at 148, and then push up at 155. Watch for a push down at 203, watch for a push up at 211, watch for a push down at 218, watch for a push up at 231, watch for a push down at 243, a push up at 248. Then Javier, it said, cuídate, cuídate, watch for selling pressure at 255, buying pressure at 302, selling pressure at 310, and then buying pressure at 311. And then the last signal, watch for selling pressure, watch for selling pressure at 329. Anybody scared yet? And then watch for buying pressure at 346. Every time on this chart is a time you're doing the opposite in your past life. How many of you remember before you owned the software? Every time on this chart is one of the times you would sell instead of buy. Is one of the times you would buy instead of sell. Does this look like a lucky chart, Robert? Yes, Robert. Does this look like a lucky chart, Donald? Could I be this lucky picking dates and times 2 days ago? No. Let's take a look at what happened in the E-mini S&P today. Let's take a look at what happened in the E-mini S&P today. $550, $845, $1040. Okay. I want you to see that I'm not faking this. This is the link that I sent out. 550, 845, 1040, 1140. 550, 845, 1040, 1140. 550, 845, 1040, 1140. The selling times: 7:05, 10:05, 10:55, 1:25. 7:05, 10:05, 10:55, 1:25. Bob, when did I give the times away? When did I send the times out? On Tuesday. Okay. Let's take a look. Javier, ¿qué pasa a las 5:50? What happened at 5:50 Eastern Time, 10:50 London time? Was the software correct? Did the banks cheat right on time? What happened at 7:05? 7 por 5. What happened? It was supposed to do what? Rich? It was supposed to go down for a while, right? Until when? It was supposed to go down until 8:45. Now, remember earlier, Donald, when I told you, or when I asked you, and I'm no different than any of you here, I do the same stupid things because the banks are very good. They're maestros at what they do. So remember when I said, how many of you sell when it goes up right away instead? Do you remember that? Do you want to know why? Ready? Melissa, look, do you see the high? Donald, do you see the high right here? What do you think everybody was doing, Donald? Right when the market broke this high. Javier, what was everybody doing when the market broke the high? Buying. What did we know for 2 days the banks were planning to do? Why would they make the market look like it was going up when they were about to sell? Why? They need somebody to buy. So they let the signals look like a buy. They let the volume look like a buy. They let the order flow look like a buy. They let the pace of tape look like a buy. Everything looks like a buy. And a very small group of people with the software sit there and go, nope, not me. I refuse to die today. I'm going to do what you do, Mr. Bank. What do you mean? Who is this guy? How come you're not buying? Because I know you're going to sell. Okay. Melissa, do you see this low right here at 435, the low of the session? Watch it. How many people do you think, Carrie, sold the market when the low was broke? Anybody? Bob, how many people do you think were selling right here? They broke this low and this low by less than $1, right? And what was the software warning us about? Don't do it. Don't do it. Okay. Here's the swing high here. Melissa, ready? There's the next one. And they all see that. And Melissa, look. They all see this candle right here, right? Look at that candle. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yes, Teep, it works on everything. Melissa, how many people do you think were buying right here? Derek, please send me an email so I'll remember, okay? Thanks. Javier, everybody was buying here. Just before what? Anil, it's not hindsight. Don't make me throw you out. I'm going to make you understand or you're going to leave. I gave the signals on Tuesday. Tell me you understand or you should leave now. Hindsight is it happened and then the signals generated real time. Foresight is I gave you the signals on Tuesday. Say it out loud, Anil. Tuesday. This chart, 18,000 people had this chart on Tuesday. 18,000 people were waiting for the ES to go up at 550, down at 705, up at 845, down at 1005, up at 1040 and 1055. Tell me you understand, because otherwise you're wasting my time. Every week, if you got the email invitation for today, you got the email invitation for the week. Every week I send it out, and the link is always the same. Copy, look in your chat box, paste. 10 years I've done this. These are all Eastern times, Daniel, but they're whatever times on your computer that you use. If you use Eastern time on the computer. Melissa, here was the swing low. Carrie, this one I watched today in the pro room. Melissa, how many people were selling right here? Everybody was selling. What were we watching for? What were we watching for? Buying. The computer told us on Tuesday, don't sell here. Don't do it. And what I'm showing you here today, if you have ears to hear it, if you have eyes to see it, Let those who have ears to hear, hear. Every one of these times was a trap. Every one of these times was a trap. From the London session to lunchtime Eastern session, every one of the times was a trap. This is the answer to the question, why do I do the wrong thing every time? Because the banks make the markets look like something they are not. So you will buy their contracts and you will sell the contracts when they need you. Okay, 125 did not work. So here's my question. Here's my question. Between the NASDAQ and the ES, of the 100 people that are here today, so far in the webinar, across the 2 days I gave you on Tuesday for Thursday, how accurate were the predictions? And I need everyone who is here to answer the question one particular way. Was the software accurate 0 to 25%? Was it accurate 25 to 50%, 50 to 75%, or 75 to 100%? Okay, Anil, these are all people who had it or own the software. Guys, what is going on here? What is going on? Nearly 100 years ago, a very great man discovered something. I am not the first person to teach you what you are hearing today. I am the first person who has developed software so that anyone can do this. The man who first created the program using a piece of paper and a pencil in his head, his brain, was named W.D. Gann. William Delbert Gann. And this is what he said over 100 years ago. Time is the most important factor. Time. By studying the past records, you will be able to prove for yourself that history repeats. And if you know the past, you can tell the future. Did we do that today? So far? Have we done that today? Look, we studied the past. We projected the times into the future. Now, how do we know when the future is? Anil, can you see to the right side of my screen? There are no bars, no precios, no prices. But Carrie, I have all of these lines in the bottom. I have all of these times, Donald, in the future. But we've not arrived yet at these times. We're not here yet. But Anil, everything is waiting for us. Now, one thing I want you to be very aware of when you deal with other companies, I did this for almost 5 years and I lost a lot of money. These signals do not ever change. They do not disappear. They do not repaint. They do not print bars after the signal. These are the ways that people make money. And they sell software that do these things. And you cannot buy software that does this. You can't. Because it's fake. So when you see the times in the future, we're looking for the times in the future. So all of these signals, Anil, when we were waiting for these times, there were no bars here. Do you get it now? There was nothing here. We were waiting for the signals. So now, how does that work? What if I want to see the times for tomorrow? You want to see that? What if I want to know the times for the NASDAQ tomorrow morning on a 1-minute chart? Okay. To do this, I open a new chart. Let me open it over here. How am I doing so far? Everybody understand so far? So far, so good. Okay. This is not easy. But if it was easy, everybody could do it. Okay. Now, here's how we know the times in the future. I'm going to take the top indicator off. Okay, and I'm going to push this up here. And there's a weird thing with NinjaTrader where I have to change one setting. Can you guys see here where it says shift panel forward? I'm going to change that to false. Okay, so when I click shift panel forward, Anil, watch. I'm going to go back in the past until I see a white dotted line. I'm going to go back in the past until I see a white dotted line. Can you see that? Okay. This line represents the data. This is now. This line, Perry, is where we are in the forecast right now. Does that make sense? Everything to the left is the past. Everything to the right is the future. Okay? The line here is now. Ahora mente. Ahora, y a la izquierda es el pasado y a la derecha es el futuro. Very good Spanish, Michael. Good job. So, Anil, we're interested on this side, right? Okay. So watch with me. This is the Asian session tonight. 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock Eastern. I'm going to the right. This is the UK time. So this is Friday morning. I'm going. Anil, US Open, Friday. Ding, 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 ding. Market opens. Ready? All day Friday. Here's Sunday night. Melissa, here's Sunday morning, Monday morning, excuse me. UK session Monday morning. US session Monday morning. Perry, so far so good? These times do not change. These times do not disappear. They do not reappear. They do not repaint. They are stopped, locked in stone. There is Monday, Monday night, Tuesday morning, London session Tuesday morning, US session Tuesday morning. Tuesday afternoon, Tuesday night, Wednesday morning. Wednesday, UK Open, London session, Wednesday, US morning session. Remember, we're still in the future. Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday evening, Thursday morning, UK session opens. Thursday, US session. Perry, how far in advance do I always have the times? How far in advance do we always have the times with this look back? Today is Thursday. So here's my question. How many days old? How many days old are these signals? One week. How many days old are these signals? One week. I want you to think about what I'm about to write. Every signal on this chart is 1 week old. Every signal on the chart is 1 week old. Too many signals. What does that mean, too many signals? Do you have to use a 1 minute chart? You can use a 5-minute chart. You can use a 60-minute chart. There's a 30, you can use a 5. The times are different on every time frame, Teep. These are the signals on a 5-minute chart. works on all time frames, works on all instruments. Why do I use small time frames? Does anyone remember? I use small time frames for a very specific purpose. If I give you 100 signals and 65 or 75 work, I have your attention. If I give you 3 and 2 work, you think I'm lucky. It's impossible to fake if I give you too many signals. Teep, do you understand that? Okay, here's a very important question. Is there a more accurate time frame? No. Every time frame is the same accuracy. And this has to do with something with the concept of time being fractal. And I don't have time to go too deep into that. Can the signals be better than 70%? Well, in a moment, Teep, you'll see that it doesn't matter if it's more than 70%. I want to show you something I've been working on. Okay. Now last week, the week before, I taught you a system, and you can watch the recording of either of the weeks, called the caveman entry system. Does anyone here remember that from last week? The caveman entry system. Okay. Anil, pay attention, because this is pretty cool. It's based on a very simple principle. If my moving average is going up, and I have a signal carry that's right here. Let's say I have a candle right here. Teep, I have the software programmed right now where the dot is a certain distance from the bar, from here to here. Okay? So you can program that distance. Mine is usually 3 or 5 ticks. The close of the candle becomes the entry. Where the dot is, I go -1 tick, and that's where my stop goes. Let's put a red line there for the stop. My entry, Anil, is right here. Okay? Stop, entry, in the direction of the trend. So we've effectively defined my risk. Too many traders make a decision about a trade that does not involve looking at how much risk do I need to take to test the market. Now, in my world, on a 1-minute chart, my maximum risk is $100. I don't risk more than $100, Melissa. Otherwise, it's too much. Psychologically, I can't take it. And many new traders would agree, per contract, losing a $100 bill hurts in the very beginning. And so that's my limit. Okay? Everybody good so far? Yeah, I think so. Now, once I know the risk, Oh, you'll have enough numbers, don't worry. Once I have the risk, the reward, Anil, will always be 2 times the risk. The reward, or the target, is 2 times the risk. And Carrie, I build in one other level. At 1.5 the risk, what do? We move our stops to break even plus 1. Break even plus. Okay. So now, one of the markets that I gave you turning times for was crude futures. You see it? I gave you the times for crude futures for Thursday, for the UK and the US session, and I gave you times for crude futures for Wednesday for the US and the UK sessions. So Anil, everyone, I know you didn't have it. Teep, you had it. Tim, you had it. George, you had it. Everyone had these times in advance. Now, I'm going to go back to Thursday. Sorry, Wednesday. And I'm going to walk you through some examples. Anil, we had a signal for Wednesday for 5:09 from the email that I sent out. At 5:09 on Wednesday, what direction was the market trending? Down. That's right. So all of the signals that are blue are times that I'm looking for entries and exits. So half of my signals, Teep, go away. I don't have to look at every dot. I don't have to look at every signal. Now, this is just one example of a setup. But I want you to see that I'm not proposing you trade every dot. That would be crazy. So at 5:09, Carrie, am I looking to buy or to sell? I'm looking to sell. Okay. So check it out. My stop goes 1 tick above the dot. The dot was at 34. My stop is at 35. The close of the candle is at 30. So, Anil, the distance is 5 ticks of risk. If I'm going to have a 5-tick risk, Carrie, I better damn well sure have what? A 10-tick reward. Okay. The same scenario sets itself up at 5:31 UK time, 10:31, 10:31 UK time, 5:31 Eastern time. The candle is here. The stop is 1 tick above the blue line. The entry is the close of the candle. Once I know the risk, I know the reward. 8 ticks of risk, Anil, equals how many ticks of profit? 16. Now, that's a $160 move per contract. If I get to the next signal at 6:07 Eastern time, 11:07 UK time, look, it comes down, but it comes all the way slowly back and hits my stop. Minus 10. Everybody with me so far? 2 winners, and a loser. Maximum risk. Okay, now, watch this. I tested all of the signals from the UK session through the end of the US session for Wednesday. Okay, these are all the times that I gave you. And before the webinar started, Carrie, I kept track of every entry, both the winners, no lunchtime, and then the losers. A loser is a signal that has the value down below the price. A winner was a signal where the ruler is above the zero line. So 4 losers, 4 winners. Everybody with me so far? Then I did today, including the ones this afternoon. Up to the econ, the economic event this morning, the crude inventory report. Would you like to see what the Excel spreadsheet looks like after 2 days of using nothing but these signals? After 2 days of using nothing but that system and a trend line. Let me show you. The first day on Wednesday, using the times I sent out on Tuesday night, we started out plus 10. We dropped down to minus 5. And at the end of the session, Carrie, we were up 570 hypothetical dollars per contract. From the start of the first day when I was going to say Russian with all the news on TV with the elections. Those damn Russians. From 5 o'clock UK session Eastern time to 4 o'clock US session Wednesday. If you followed that simple setup, you had 20 trades and you finished $570. Day 2, if you started from day 1 and kept going, your first trade was plus 15. And then Anil, by the end of the session today, you were plus 116. Both days in a row. Remember, what are we doing? I'm using the signals with a 2-to-1 risk reward with a break-even plus component, a maximum risk in the direction of the trend. There's no discretion. There's no thinking. It's just signal after signal, and I'm waiting for the times, right, Carrie? I'm just waiting for the times to get here. Plus 8, plus 10, minus 6, plus 16, plus 12. When you combine those two things together, this is the net result. So simple, even a caveman could understand it. That's right. Now, what's surprising, Teep, you had mentioned that you want a system that's 70% accurate, right? I want to take special time today to notice something. Carrie, what happens if we add up all the losers? What percentage profitable do you think this is, Jose Luis Miguel? ¿Qué porcento ganar dinero y qué porcento gastar dinero? What percentage of the time do you think you win? And what percentage of the time do you think you lose? You might be very surprised by the answer. Most of the fake companies want you to believe the only way to make money is with a 70-80% system. These people are liars. Let's count it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 losers, 16, 17, 18, 19. Let's write that number down. There are 19 losses. How many winners are there? Well, it goes 8 to 48. There are 40 signals. There are 40 signals and 19 losers. Luis, how many winners are there then? 40 signals, 19 losers. That means there are 21 winners. What's the winning percentage then? 21 divided by 40 is 52%. Now, if you tell someone that you have a system that's 52%, they laugh at you. But for every winner, for every 2 losers, 1 winner has to cancel it out. So for every 5-tick loss, I have the 10-tick winner. Today, if I said to you, Teep, would you trade this system live? You would say, of course. That's ridiculous. Why am I not trading it live now? But then if I said to you, hey, it's only 52% profitable, you'd go, oh, wait a minute. Here's the problem. And here's what I've learned. And you may have a different experience. And if that's the case, I'm really sorry. Any trend system is usually 42 to 45% accurate because it has a 2-to-1 risk-reward ratio. So your profit factor will line up somewhere between 1.5 and 2.0. That means for every dollar that you lose, you make $2. In other words, you keep your losers small and you let your winners become big. Now the point is this. Could I have faked this? Any of it? Okay. Did I curve fit any of this? Did I cherry pick anything? Now there's no commissions included in there. If you want, you can take $200. What is it? 40 trades, $5. That's about $200 a contract. Take $200 or $300 off of that. Can you see what the net result of 2 days with 1 contract was? It's about $1,000 in 2 days with 1 contract. Okay. And there are drawdowns. And there are places where the equity curve goes sideways, which are normal things. Oh, okay. Any questions so far? Any questions so far? Okay. These were the times for gold futures this afternoon. Luis, are we in the 60%, 50, 60% window that we talked about earlier today? Look, we were waiting for the move to go down. We were waiting for gold to go up. We were waiting for gold to go down. This one failed. We were waiting for gold to go down. We were waiting for gold to go up. There's the trap. We were waiting for gold to go down. There's the trap. We were waiting for gold to go up. Here's the trap. We're waiting for gold to go down. Here's the trap. We were waiting for gold to go up, Melissa. There's the trap. Carlos, la persona que ayudarse con este programa es Luis. Si comprarse, él puede ayudarse con todas las preguntas y si me necesitas, yo puedo ayudar en español con todo. No hay nada aquí que necesitar saber en inglés. So my advice to you, this is my advice. If you have a high, and down below, Melissa, you have a selling pressure time, I would say wait until you break the high. Right here, you should be watching for price to come back down below this high. Does everybody see what I mean by that? If you have a selling pressure time, un tiempo por vender, expectarse un movimiento debajo, pero espérate precio para empujar sobre la montaña a la izquierda. Wait for price to move above this little hill to the left. In the same vein, if you have a prior swing low and you have a signal that you're waiting for, and that signal is a time of buying, un tiempo de comprar, draw a line, escribir una línea y esperar por los bancos morirse todos los otros personas. Wait for the banks to kill everybody else. Watch for this. And I want you to be looking for the return, por regresar. This is an example type of a counter trend system. This is counter trend. We're looking for the bottom or we're looking for the top. So now that I have shown you this, can you see up here what happens? Ready? We'll do it one more time. Let me get rid of the moving average so that we don't have to worry about this. False. Okay, ready? Here we go. Here's the low. Right there. At 10 o'clock, there's no low, Melissa. It can't break the low. We wait, we ignore the signal. At 10 o'clock, we're waiting for it to break the high. It doesn't break the high. No signal. At 10:30, we're waiting for it to break the low and then come back. Can everybody see? Anil, do you see right here when that happens? Yep. So you can go long right here. You can go long right here. This is a trap. Now, how long do you hold it? How much time do we have? We have from 10:30 to 11:25. So now your stop goes below the low, and your target is for time, and you wait. Ding! 3.5 points. Right? Okay, so now look. Now we have a blue candle, Melissa. It came all the way up. And now, Carrie, look. The sheep. The shearing of the sheep. Bah, bah. They push all the way back down into it. And now, Anil, if you trade tops and bottoms, you go short right here. Where does your stop go? Your stop goes just above the candle. Well, how long do I hold it for? How much time do I have? It goes all the way back down and finishes right there. You see how this works, guys? Okay, at 12:25, I'm waiting for it to do what? Come down underneath the low. Now look, it comes under the low, it comes back up, but Carrie, look, the next time is right here. I ran out of time. It's the very next bar. So there's no trade. At 105, Anil, look, I'm waiting for it to break this high, right? It doesn't break the high. Not for me, no thanks. Now at 120, I have no signals. I have no lows to look at, right? So check this out. Melissa, the low is at 120. It comes all the way down and all the way back up. Right? You see it working right there? And now you go long, right here to right there. So I'm watching for the traps using this technique if you use a bottom and a top style. So I've shown you a counter trend style, and I've shown you a trend style, both of which can work, whichever one you choose. Yeah, George, it's perfectly okay. Of course it is. So one of the things I've learned, and again, I don't want to make anybody think I'm an expert, because I'm not. Here's what I've learned. Every trader is different. Some traders trade with the trend. Some traders trade counter trend. Some traders trade with support and resistance. Shout out to the OTG people. Some people trade with volume. Some people trade with volume divergence. Some people trade with order flow analysis. Some people trade, with structure, market structure or price action. Some people trade trend line rejections. Some people trade trend line breaks. The point is, time is universal. You can use time with any existing system you own, and it will produce the same results. Take care, Seneca. You will have less over trading. Your stops will be tighter. Your targets will be larger. Your anxiety will decrease because you are proactive instead of reactive. You're not waiting for something to happen every single second. You can leave your computer and do things. Do things like what? You can eat. You can exercise. You can go pee. You can paint a room in your house. I've had customers paint their house while they trade. You can go for a walk. You can watch TV or read. You are not sitting at your computer all day paying your broker 500 commissions with time. Not today, Sanjay. So these are all customers in here. Gary, this works with NinjaTrader 7. It works with Ninja 8. And God help us if they ever do it again, it will work with Ninja 9. God rest our souls. I actually feel weepy thinking about that. Okay, so two different styles of trading systems, and I'm happy to teach you both of them. But you have to, you absolutely must, in the very beginning, put your trading system inside of a rules-based strategy. If you don't apply with rules, if you don't build a statistically relevant model, you'll be lost, and none of the signals will work for you. By the way, it's an important time. I want to make sure that I go over this with you. It's very important. Please keep in mind that you can lose money trading. Never trade with money you cannot afford to lose. Hypothetical or simulated performance results have limitations, and unlike an actual record, the results do not represent actual trading. Since the trades have not been executed, the results may have under or overcompensated for the impact, if any, of circuit market factors. Okay? It is important to remember that you can lose everything with leverage more than the money that is in the accounts that you have. And so I should normally show this at the beginning of the webinar, but just to remind everyone that trading is very risky, and while there are large potential rewards, there are also large potential risks. Okay. Thank you for that. If anyone wants a copy of that, I can send them a copy after. So what have we learned so far? What are we figuring out? Right? What have we determined? What have we learned? This is the DAX on Thursday, I think. Right? What have we figured out watching these signals? We've learned that the times allow us opportunities to look for the windows where the banks are pushing the markets up and pushing the markets down. And we wait at each of these windows for the banks to do what the software has said they might do, because they almost always do it. And when we come back 2 days later to see if the banks are following their code, we discover that they are. So today in the DAX, look at what happened at these times, right? From lunchtime forward, it's still happening. It's still happening. Any questions? George, I hope I've shown you here today that I don't need to increase the accuracy of the system. Mauricio, no comprendo que dice version in Spanish. Todo es números. No sé qué necesita en español aquí. Los tiempos son tiempos. Números en español son los mismos números. Y si necesita algo en español, podemos cambiar. Si hay algunas palabras, ¿sí?, en inglés que necesitamos cambiar a español, podemos cambiar inmediatamente. Tal vez, yo no sé, 5 o 7 días completa todo. Pero inmediatamente no necesitar cambiar nada, porque la mayoría de todo es en son números solamente y Luis puede ayudarse con todo. Sí, Luis para los 3 meses pasadas, escribe todas las instrucciones en español y prepara vídeos para enseñarle todo. Y si no existen, él puede hacer. Wow, look at me, Melissa. Wow, that's pretty amazing. Okay. So what I want to do next, I'm going to wrap it up. I've taken up way too much of your time here today. Let me show you how to get it if you want it. Let me show you how to get it if you want it. Si quiere comprar y empezar en todo, tú puedes sacarla hoy. All right, so to get it, to receive it, I have a link for you. And I have a code for you. Okay, so the link to purchase. Y si tú eres un amigo de Luis, tiene una letra, un email de Millo que tiene la link y una otra especial. Tú tienes los 2 palabras especial que sacar dinero del precio. Usan ustedes las palabras que lo envió este día temprano. ¿Comprende? Código de promoción. Tú tienes los códigos de promoción especiales en sus emails. No usa alguno que escribo immediatamente. Here is the link to purchase the software. And Neil, this is for you. Whoops, that's not the link. I put too fast. Okay, this is the link. This is the time warp. Clint, thank you for that. I felt this was a good webinar too. All the way at the bottom of the information is an orange button. Un botón naranja. Wow, I remembered that. Empuje el botón, push the button. And on this screen, if you don't speak Spanish, the code for you is WARP, WARPOFF. WARPOFF. I'm going to blow it up. Blow it up. WARPOFF. If you hit that button, apply, it takes $500 ding, 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 off the price. Every day people pay $2,495. They don't know the code I just gave you. WARPOFF. It takes $500 off the price and makes it $19.95. What does the software come with for support? Here's what it comes with. It comes with lifetime updates. It comes with 2 hours of teaching with Michael one-on-one. I'm going to build all your charts and teach you privately in 2 one-hour sessions. Y si comprarse ahora mente Luis es el segundo profesor en Colombia quien puede ayudarse con todo inmediatamente. Si no puede llamarse a mí correctamente. Yes. Also includes lifetime access to basic classes. The class is live Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday from 8 o'clock, I think 8:30 to 11 o'clock with Rachel. Includes free installation, includes lifetime access to training videos, and 2 computer licenses. 2 computer licenses. So $500 off is $19.95. Okay. Wayne, do you have the software yet? Time and price confluence would be an example I'd have to go back and set up. If you can email me, I can go back and look for examples of that. I can do that for you, not a problem. Okay, so that's how you get started. Please do not go back and try to do this trading without this software. Please take advantage of the offer today. I'm begging you. I've been doing this for a very long time. And I want you to remember the things that I'm trying to help you remember today. 90 to 95% of people fail. I've watched people lose everything. I've seen 2 men go to jail because of trading, because they tried to do it the fast way. They tried to cheat. They thought they knew everything. They lost their families, they lost their children, they lost their wives, they lost their churches, they lost all of their money. This is serious. The indicator that drives this has taken me 10 years to develop. The code, everything that's here, it is one of the most, if not the most powerful indicator available for retail traders. I know in NinjaTrader. And it would be an honor if you allowed me to teach you, to train you, to help you become the trader I think you can become. But if you leave here today, make no mistake about it. The people you are trading against are thieves, they are liars, they are financial murderers, and they will not stop until they have all of your dollar. Michael, would the original Flux be entitled to upgrade this? No, Kim, it's a different program, but if you email me, I have a code for you. And I can send you the customer code to upgrade to that. It's pretty ridiculous. Okay, Kim, do me a favor. Let me just copy your email address. And if you'll sit here, I'll email it to you right now. Tell me if the code I just sent you worked in your email, okay? So, Carlos, es por hoy y mañana también. Yo pienso que si tiene 2 días para pensar, es justo, ¿no? Intel 5 CPU, Roman, is sufficient if you have 2 charts open, 2 or 3 charts maximum. We recommend a minimum of a 7 in most cases, but if you have 8 to 16 gig of RAM with an Intel 5 CPU, you can run it sufficiently. I do run the software on an Office laptop, meaning a laptop that it's an i5 with 8 gig of RAM, and I can run about 3 charts with no problems or degradation in speed. So i5 8 to 16 gig of RAM is okay. No more than 3 charts. And then one of the things I recommend, Roman, is when you run the data series, do you see how I have 30 days in my data series, Roman? Make sure when you do it, you have no more than 15. You have no more than 15 days of data. And that will allow you to maximize the performance of the Intel 5, of the i5 chip, okay? No more than 15, that's all you need. I put 30 there just as a force of habit. Okay. I'm going to turn the webcam off. Thank everybody. Thank you very much for the customers today and your feedback. That's really wonderful. I appreciate that so much. All right, I'm going to turn the camera around, say goodnight, and you guys can all get out of here. I actually have a date at a gym. I've been going to a gym now for a while, and I sit here all day and I don't move. And the doctor said it's time to move. So thank you. I love what I do. I'm not a liar. I'm not a cheat. I'm not a crook. I've done everything I know how to do to make this real for you, to be truthful. There is no way to lie about this or cheat. You had the signals in advance. Every week, the answer is the same. 60%, 70%, 75%, always, every week when I ask people. And I want you to have the experience my other customers have. It's time. You deserve to start the change. You deserve to see profits. You deserve to know what the banks are doing to you. You deserve it. And 2018, for many of you, is going to be the most profitable year of your life. And for me to have a part of that story, to be a small part in your journey, is a big honor for me. And I am extremely grateful to you. If you've allowed me to be a part of that, thank you. Thank you for the good news, the reports that you send me, your testimonials, your screenshots, for the referrals. It is wonderful. And I hope I get to do this the rest of my life, because it's the best thing that I could have asked for, and I love it. And thank you for your support here today. No, Ryan, in some ways, yes, but not official. I do believe I do have faith. I question sometimes the institutions, but I guess I do that all over the place, don't I? Have a great night, everybody. We'll see you in the morning. We will see you, and thank you for signing up. If you have any questions para Luis, tú puede preguntarse. If you have any questions for me, please email me. Otherwise, we'll see you tomorrow. Carlos, gracias. Todos los hermanos de Luis, gracias con mi de mi corazón. I appreciate you very much. Thank you very much. I'll see you guys later. Take care. Buenos nachos. Good night.